Hi Mishpacha, welcome to a small sanctuary, and I'm launching a new feature called Torah Tea Time. It's very simple. I drink cups of tea and I talk about all things related to Torah in the broadest sense of the word. This could be actual Torah, it could be Jewish books, Jewish movies, Jewish culture. It could also be larger questions in the world, but just something very simple that gets us going. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today for this inaugural feature of Torah Tea Time is this new book, Sally Opened Doors. So I just want to show you this book. It's very special and I'll tell you all about it right now. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm a rabbi. I'm a congregational rabbi, and I was ordained almost 10 years ago in about a month or so. So this is very exciting to me. This book is a children's picture book written about the first female rabbi ordained on American soil in 1972, Sally Priesand. So this is Sally, and this beautiful book tells her story. Now, just to be clear, she was not the first female rabbi ordained in Jewish history. That honor actually goes to a German-born rabbi, Regina, who was ordained in 1935. And you can actually get a picture book about her too here, about Regina. But this one is about Sally Priesand. And I went to a women's rabbinic conference earlier this week on the East Coast and had a blast. And not only was I able to buy this picture book, I also got it signed by Rabbi Priesand herself. So she did book signings and I got 2 copies, one for each daughter. I have 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. I got my son a different book. This beautiful inscription done. So that's a very special thing, and I just wanted to leave you through it. Of course, I can't show you the whole book. If you want your own copy, you can buy your own copy, and I'll leave a link down below. Women were conquering all areas of life in the 1970s, and then Sally was determined to become a rabbi, and she did, despite all of the obstacles and points of resistance put in her way. So that is the book, and it's a really lovely thing because I think it's really important for us liberal Jews to talk about egalitarianism in a powerful way that makes it easier to transmit these values to the next generation. Of course, our struggle is not yet done. There are still areas of Jewish life which aren't open to women, or areas of Jewish life that are open to women, but where women professionals and women leaders still experience bias and resistance. And so I think a picture book like this is really, really important. So let me tell you a little bit about my conference. I went to a conference with over 100 female rabbis. The WRN, Women's Rabbinic Network, is part of the Reform Rabbinate. Now, you may or may not know, I am kind of a reformative rabbi. I trained in both the conservative and the reform movements, and I identify as reformative, somewhere in the middle between conservative and reform. But the Rabbinic Association I'm part of is part of the reform movement. So it was really incredible going to this conference with people who were new to the rabbinate, who had only been ordained a couple of years ago, and who went through COVID while in rabbinical school, and all the way back to women who were ordained almost 50 years ago, or over 50 years ago, like Rabbi Sally Priesand. And it was just incredible being in that space together, sharing each other's stories, sharing each other's experiences, and learning at the feet of women who had opened the doors for us younger women. I really think that idea of solidarity is really key. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. Without the hard work of rabbis like Sally Priesand, what we would have attained would not have been possible. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's it like being a female rabbi, and why did I become a female rabbi? Well, I didn't become a female rabbi. I became a rabbi who happens to be female. My gender was never a consideration in my desire to train for the rabbinate. I just wanted to become a rabbi and serve God, Torah, and the Jewish people. I loved Jewish learning. I love engaging intellectually and spiritually with the Jewish tradition. I love people and working with people. And for me, becoming a rabbi was a way to join all these different things together into one wonderful vocation. And so the fact that I was a woman didn't really occur to me until after I was ordained. Not that I was completely unaware, obviously, of the struggles or the challenges of being a female rabbi, but it was not my prime motivation for the rabbinate. I just wanted to become a rabbi. Now, once you're in the rabbinate, you definitely have all kinds of interesting experiences as a female rabbi. Not all of them are bad, some of them are challenging, and some of them are actually pretty amazing. My superpower in my case, and of course every female identified rabbi has her own unique stories, but my unique story is that I had 3 children in 3 different countries while in the pulpit. So I was ordained at 8 months pregnant, which is crazy, and it was a really hot summer day in July as well, and proceeded to have 3 babies while in the pulpit. And so my congregants saw me pregnant, they saw me take maternity leave, they saw me care for new life, they saw me initiate this new life into the covenant and deal with all the realities of, being pregnant while in the pulpit, including having a big bump, including needing a stool on the bima to sit on because last few weeks of pregnancy gets pretty heavy and things like that. So it was a way for me to discover a new way to frame becoming a parent, becoming a mother, and using that maternal language, not just to describe my own life's experience, but also our relationship to the divine. And that was really interesting to me because that's something that I had not explored all that much, to imagine God as a mother. Our language in our tradition traditionally is very male-centered, and now we get to open up the tradition with new ways of understanding the divine, including the maternal metaphor and not just the paternal metaphor. So that definitely was a theological shift that took place in myself as well. In any female professional domain, you have to be pretty solid to make it through, because sometimes people aren't used to seeing a female rabbi, or they think that you're not the rabbi. In fact, they think you're someone else working for the organization. It's like, actually, I am the rabbi. A response I often get is, you are the first female rabbi I've ever met. That's very common. I was definitely the first female rabbi in both pulpits that I've served thus far. One of the most powerful things about being a female rabbi is your ability to model that leadership to younger generations of women. It's been really heartening to be able to train a generation of bat mitzvah girls who now got to go through the process with a female rabbi instead of with a male rabbi, and seeing them flourish under my leadership has been really inspiring. It's great as a female rabbi teaching people how to put on a talit or a tefillin, especially female folks or trans folks who ordinarily wouldn't have access or wouldn't have such easy access to these things, and that's been very validating too. All in all, I think that my rabbinate has been shaped by being a female, it's been enriched by it, sometimes it's been challenged by it, and for a long time I thought I could put this aside, but actually the more I grow in my rabbinic role, the more I realize that my womanhood is just part of who I am, and therefore it's part of my rabbinate, and that's just how it is, and people just have to deal. I just keep on rabbiing as a woman, as a wife, and as a mom. So if you can get a hold of this book, it's a wonderful children's book. It's quite versatile because the prose is accessible and simple for younger children, but it also has concepts in here that will really delight older children as well. This time I will do a little, l'chaim to Rabbi Sally Priesand and all she has accomplished. I look forward to addressing other topics in little Torah tea times like this, and engage you all about the lived experience and the Torah of our lives. If there are any Q&As or topics you would like me to address in particular in these little Torah tea times, let me know and I'll get on it. Thank you for joining me and see you next time. Bye.